beautiful. Melissa here to do a timeless love reading for you. Anything you need to know about this reading, Libra, or myself, or leaving the channel a donation, or booking personal readings, you can find in the About section of my channel or in the description box below. Libra, I've been messing with the lighting on this camera for like 30 minutes, and I'm still not happy, but I am kind of tired now. I was like, I better do this reading, so I'm sorry if it is terrible, and I don't really know anything about technology, Libra. You'll find that out about me, but I'm working on it. All I know is my last reading was so bright, I was like, you can't even see the cards. So hopefully we can at least see the cards here, Libra, and hopefully there's like a nice, relaxing, not obnoxiously bright mood vibe to the reading. Okay, let's get after it. This is a love reading. Okay, the energy that you bring to the connection that you have in mind is the Hermit card. See, I can't see him, sorry. I don't know what to do. I don't know what else to do. So you have the Hermit card. I do feel like you're feeling a little withdrawn right now, really trying to listen to the calls of your soul. The energy the person you have in mind brings is the Fool card. Wow, you guys, 3 major arcanas, and then we have the Lover's card and the potential outcome. And an interesting overarching energy. We have the Two of Pentacles. Oh, shoot. All right. I see you or them, maybe both of you, kind of going back and forth, debating. Do I want that old life of mine there, or do I want this new one that's being offered to me? That looks wonderful. Again, following the calls of your soul are not going to be... There's some things that the calls of your soul don't do. They don't numb you, okay? You'll have to feel things to get to that, whatever you are feeling called to by the soul. They don't pay you immediately either. Eventually, depending on what, if it's a love, hopefully they don't ever have to pay you, but hopefully they will give you what you deserve. But in a general sense, when you're following those calls, it does feel, it's daunting, and it's more fulfilling, absolutely. But when we've been in a life where we don't, we go after instant gratification, things that don't fulfill us, but they do actually distract us moment by moment when we're doing those things, whatever they are, okay? This could be, anything from shopping to drugs and alcohol, sex, terrible relationships, TV, whatever you want to call it, whatever we're filling our time up with our kind of an egotistical, it's not in what the human perceives as the egotistical or the third dimension, or what I'm talking about between the human and your spirit is things that your human has come up with to distract itself from the fact that it isn't fulfilled because its spirit, the fifth dimensional being that we all have, isn't being fulfilled because you haven't gone after the things that take a little more time. Well, it looks like you are now, okay? But I do feel like you're in this, like, you know what? This is taking too long. You're busy. I feel like you're very inspired all the time. I feel like always you've followed those inspirations, like, that do fill your soul for yourself, which absolutely that's where we should start. But I do feel like the divine is kind of asking you here to actually follow your soul in every part of your life, okay? It's like, I feel like you're following your soul at night when you get home from your 9 to 5, okay? And I'm not telling you to quit your job, Libra, because I am not, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a practical human, which is exactly what I am trying to teach people. Practical human means conditioned and or trained in by, whoever leads the society that we all are a part of, whoever benefits from that. Guess who doesn't benefit from that? Anybody. Oh my God, you guys. Anybody who is fucking divinely connected and has a huge calling in this lifetime, just a destiny that will bring you into all the things that truly fulfill you. You guys, these cards were wild. I'm gonna take them, okay? Because I need 3 cards here. Yeah, look at that. So, and because it's just what I feel like. This is what I was already feeling before these cards popped out and you saw them pop out all 3 at once. I didn't, do that. So the Hermit card is about taking time to follow your soul, even though it feels quiet, lonely. Not what we've been taught is how we fulfill ourselves. We've been taught that, being in big crowds, being around groups of people, and don't get me wrong, it's fun to be around. Those things that are from the ego, those are fun too, but they're not going to fulfill you long term. So when you get done doing whatever those things are, you get home and you're like, you know what, why am I still so, I'm getting like an Eeyore vibe, okay? Wow, baby, because you have a big ass calling here, okay? The Hermit cards, 3 of the most spiritual connected cards. Spiritual, well, all of the major arcanas are about a spiritual, oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas out of 6 cards on the board. Or 7 if you count the overarching energy, but it is about this. You're never going to go through this kind of evolution again. You won't have to, because when you do transition into this space of really, it's like, do I really have to sink into the idea that I might be alone forever? I feel like that's what somebody's asking, and I'm asking it too, okay, Libra, because I'm wondering the same thing. Like, I get it. I get that I should be walking away from bad connections and not doing things that aren't good for me. I get all that. But at the same time, I'm just sitting at home. I'm sad. I'm lonely, you know, not all the time or anything, but like, it's like, so what is this about? And it's like, now it's time, baby. If you've done the introspection, you've gotten over this place where you need people, but it's still like, but we want to connect. That is our 3rd dimensional desire. And, you know, our 5th dimensional being knows we already are connected to everybody and everything. But our 3rd dimensional being does have its own agenda here. And, you know, even in its best, our goal is to untrain ourselves from the 3rd dimensional world and let our 5th dimensional, our spirit, train our 3rd dimensional people in. And it's like, again, we're always, doesn't matter how spiritual we are, how spiritually connected, you know, there are monks and things like that. And I think that is great if that's what you feel called to do. But I think that if that's not what you feel called to do, that is not how you become a spiritual being. That doesn't make you a more spiritual being. That makes you somebody who is called to be a monk, okay? And maybe you are feeling called to be a monk, for whoever this is for. But in a general sense, I feel like you're feeling like a monk, okay? Like, okay, so great. I've walked away from anything toxic or anything that, and it's like, I feel like I need to say this because I feel like somebody is literally saying right now, oh, you can't just walk away from everything that triggers you. I'm not talking about triggers right now. And you can actually walk away from things that trigger you if, in fact, you're not ready to handle those things. And then you can kind of like reintroduce yourself to things that may have triggered you before. Once the healing is done, nothing's going to trigger you anyways, period, which is what the star card, this is like monumental healing. The true soul retrieval is what I'm getting right now, which I never get on the 10 of Swords popped out upside down. So I do feel like you've had a painful ending of sorts. Endings is I'm just getting to a place, I'm getting to, see, I was just going to start talking for you. I feel like you're just getting to a place in your life where you have actually done all the clearing of all the junk. And I'm not calling people junk, but I am calling the way they treat people junky, okay? The way that the world has been set up to be very 3rd dimensional and very, again, people think we're having a human experience. No, we're not. We're having a 5th dimensional and a 3rd dimensional experience right here, right now, at all times. But some people can't feel that, so they'll tell you, this is a human experience. Well, no, it's actually half human, half spirit experience right now. And right now, your spirit is wildly gifted and wildly connected. And again, I feel like you haven't seen the fruits of any of your, I'm just getting like this following it's not just like, you're not following a checklist that somebody gave you. This is how you become good at this. This is how you become a spiritual person. And if you are, throw that shit away. How you become a spiritual person is by throwing all that shit away. All those checklists that helped other people become spiritual people. Because God says, I am literally talking to you right now. Can you hear me? Because you keep asking everybody else how to do this and what to do there and how do I access this? And God's like, I'm literally right here talking to you in your own thoughts and you keep doubting me because you think they're your own thoughts. Oh my God, you guys, that popped out right when I said that. I'm literally going to cry. I don't know who I read for in the Libras. I know one of you, and thank you for being here, Liz. I love you so much. This is so powerful. Look at your energy, but you've just been such I'm not saying you have never done shit wrong, because we all do. That is part of our human side of us. Because we're in pain. Things have happened to us. We've had this experience before, and it hurt us before, so now we're going to hurt them before they hurt us, or whatever it is. There is no shame in that game. You know, I do think that we need to get to a place where we recognize that, you know, emotional trauma is just as damaging, or more damaging actually, than physical trauma. Truthfully, it lasts, you know, 30 years longer, and sometimes we don't get over it. Some people take their own lives because of it. So I'm sorry that I went into that, but I'm just getting that you are feeling kind of this, I'm not even getting depressed, but I think you think you're depressed, and I think it's because of what we've been taught means that we're doing well. which in the third dimension is getting up on a schedule, taking a shower, doing this, that, that. And if that works for you, Libra, by all means do it. But if that's what other people told you made you a good member of society, throw that shit away too, okay? I'm just, the garbage can is all I see right now. And I want you to listen to your own ideas, because when we're in this hermit mode and we're wondering why God hasn't sent us all the things that we were promised, he's like, oh, I'm sending them right now, baby. I gave you that idea last night, I gave you that idea the night before, and you keep asking everybody if it's a good idea and they keep telling you no. And so here you are, sitting by yourself, because you're not trusting the divine connection that you have, the divine information being downloaded through you, or that you've done the healing that you need to do. God is calling you out right now to your purpose, whatever it is. He maybe is sending you demographics and everything. Again, I think we all have a demographic. Every single human has somebody that people along our path that we get to kind of guide towards, the best part of their path, by way of the shit we had to endure and how we navigated our way through it, okay? Gosh, whoever I'm reading for, I can't tell you. The divine is sad. I feel like you're sad. It's not like they're sad because they don't, well, they do. I think they do feel pain, actually. Like, not like we do on the egotistical level, but it is, I'm just getting a really dark, like a cloud right now. And again, I feel like it's because you feel lonely and you're wondering where are these blessings that God promised, or the divine promised you. If you did all of these things that you did diligently do, I feel like you followed every single thing that your soul called you to, and you're in this place where you're kind of heartbroken over all of it. Like, well, where's all my, where's all the things that, this can't be why. It's sitting in my house all alone, nowhere to go, nothing to do, nobody to talk to anymore, nobody to even ask if I'm doing things right, because I've literally let go of everything and everyone. And where are these blessings that I was promised? And it's like, I'm sorry, you're not saying it like that. I said it like that, but you're not saying it like that. You're saying it like, maybe actually where I was in that I wasn't fulfilled, but I wasn't always alone. At least I had people around. And well, this is a lot of, I'm sorry, whoever this is for, it's very specific stuff. I feel this, ultimately, your energy is this 10 of Cups, after doing this monumental shifting into the fifth dimension. So where you're kind of going through what we knew, which was our third dimensional being, what we've always been taught and told, and then shifting into our more fifth dimensional existence. Again, it's always been here. We just weren't able to always feel it. And so when the divine starts to shift that for us, we have what is known as a spiritual awakening. And I feel like you've gone through that. And then it's like, we're waiting to go back to where we were before the spiritual awakening. And it's like, no, baby. I gave you a spiritual awakening. You get to live a different life now. So the blessings or the things that the divine are offering aren't necessarily going to look the same way as you had anticipated when you were in your more fifth or third dimensional existence. And I'm sorry for doing this third dimensional, fifth dimensional. It's you're human and your spirit. Okay, we all have both. And I'm watching you just kind of go, well, waiting for all the blessings that before you shifted, you were expecting to get. If you do all these things that you knew you were being called to do, there was like these promises that the divine, maybe even tarot card readers, maybe even me, was promising you if you do the right, if you follow your calls, right? And the divine saying, well, you followed all your calls to get away from all the, things that were blocking you, but now you're not following the ideas that you're having in your, and if you're not having any yet, please pay attention to your own thoughts and don't ever doubt those thoughts. And they might sound really quiet right now because you haven't given them a lot of, it's like the more you pay attention to them, the more attention you give your fifth dimensional thoughts that come in, the louder they will get to you, okay? And anyways, I'm just getting this sense of it's time to step out and do whatever it is you're feeling called to do. Again, I feel like you've already done all of the soul retrieval work. And now you are in this fifth dimensional space, but still thinking or expecting the third dimensional desires to show up when you've done the shift. So the shift is also shifting your desires, but because what you knew on your third dimensional level was what you desired previously, that's still what you're expecting. And I'm sorry if this is getting confusing. This is for somebody that's deep as hell, okay? Like somebody is really going through just a wild, maybe, I don't know. I don't know many people who have awakened. I don't really talk about all the things that I can see or have seen. But I feel like you are beyond me, like you are, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, like, this isn't, because it's spiritual, it's not like a grandiose thing or whatever, I don't even know if that's the right word, it's not like egotistical. It is, you just really feel very awakened at this time, and again, no matter how awakened we are, if we don't start to live in that skin, that sort of fifth dimensional existence in space and go after the things, the calls, the cues, if we're still kind of holding on to some of our third dimensional fears or doubts or even just expectations of what the gifts or the rewards will look like. Your gifts and rewards are going to show up as many different things. I think you're going to, you know, as soon as you start listening to the one call, you're going to get like 40 more divine, like you're going to be just like, holy shit, I'm brilliant. You're going to freak out a little bit because you're going to have all these wonderful ideas. You know, if you haven't picked up a microphone and since you did your transitioning and you sing, do that. You're just going to you sound different on the microphone. Everything is shifting for you. And it's literally for you. It's for you to have the most fulfilled life you'll ever have. But again, when you're wanting your third dimensional desires to live in a more fifth dimensionally fulfilled life, it just doesn't work. It won't work. Those things won't really actually satisfy you anyways. You'll realize that those were all third dimensional. But it's all going to rely on you, you know, kind of getting past that fear of your doubts or those, letting go of those expectations of what it would look like externally. It's going to be, again, if you get to the heart of this question, because I think people are very misunderstood about what they want in this lifetime. I want money, that'll make me happy. I want that, that'll make me happy. And don't get me wrong, I want money too. And I want it, I don't ever want to worry about it, is what I'm saying. And I don't really think it should need to be worried about. I don't think that we should be charged for shit like land that that nobody should have owned in the first place, Libra. Sorry for going crazy on you here, but so money, it is ugly and we do need it to live, okay? But it's saying here that what you really want is fulfillment, no matter what that means. So you think all these things will fulfill you. That's why you want them. But the true desire from within your core is just to be fulfilled in this lifetime, and it's going to possibly look a lot different than what you had anticipated. Maybe instead of living in a ginormous mansion with diamonds, diamond door handles, maybe you live on a commune and you feel the power of God in every second of your day. And wow, whoever you are, I can't even get over it. So it's like, what we have been through and what we've seen, and you know, all the things we've endured and all the things that we think we've done that made us a bad person, it's all been very divinely guided as well. And we followed those cues because they were easier, right? The ones that were like, oh, go out and have this bad relationship. Sure thing, because we thought it would fill us up, and we followed those calls. Those were also from the divine. They were helping you to transition. A part of transitioning is really making your third dimensional being, it's like when you hit rock bottom and your ego just flies away, okay? So that is what rock bottom is. It is an awakening guided by the divine. For some people who needed, you know, more of a rock bottom, maybe you didn't have to hit any rock bottoms, but that is all a part of a spiritual awakening, is really shutting down that shit that we always thought was valuable. We've been taught was valuable. It's not what's valuable. And it's again, I'm not trying to tell you what's valuable to you. You can decide that for yourself. But again, we attach everything to what we think will fulfill us because it fulfills them, and certainly we don't have to worry when we have that, and so that makes things better. But true fulfillment comes from honoring yourself, your divine guidance, your divine calls towards the things that you're terrified to do. Again, pick up a mic. I feel like somebody needs to pick up their microphone. They haven't done it in a while. You're going to be shocked by the way you sound when you sing, okay? I'm sorry, Libra. There is a lover here. Maybe that's why I haven't talked about them. So I do feel like maybe that is what your divine guidance was, to walk away from somebody. And I feel like you're like, well, you know, being with them was better than being with somebody who didn't treat me the way, I don't know, you know, I don't think they were that awful to you. I think you didn't get the attention you deserved from them. They didn't value people, okay, is what I'm kind of getting right now, which is interesting off of this, because I do feel like they're coming into a place of doing so, but I do think that they have kept their options open is kind of what I'm getting right now with the Seven of Cups. And it's almost like they were feeling that same lack of fulfillment. Neither of you gave that to each other, by the way. It came from an awakening that happened, you know, kind of like your human gets ripped open before your spirit totally arrives. So your human does get left feeling a little bit lost, and however that turns out to be for you or them, you know, a lot of times that will end up in a rock bottom situation. Sometimes it'll be in a vicious car accident. You know, these are ways that the divine have set up, or even experiencing a tragic or a disease that is normally uncurable or whatever it is. These are ways that the divine have for our human to really let go of what we've been told makes us fulfilled, okay? And I'm so sorry. Wow, this got so deep that I'm learning new shit through your reading here, and it is feeling a little dark, and I just want to say that the divine wants you to know that the reason why the divine is waking us up and wants us all to be more fifth dimensional is because that's when you can truly and only be fulfilled without any. Now, I don't know if anybody is that evolved at this time in this lifetime, but when we are all waking up and we are all recognizing that the things we thought we valued before are not valuable, and that we're kind of looking around going, holy shit, what the hell are you doing over there? Have you always been manipulating me and taking advantage of me there, car insurance company? So we're all waking up to the realities that are going on around us, and why we've felt this heavy weight of the world, and why we've always felt so pressured to really, work in a job we don't like, to have things we don't really want, we don't really need. But we've been told that if we have one, we meet up to, or we live up to the societal standards and shit like that. I'm talking houses, cars, payments on anything, not a good idea, never was. Manipulation, taking advantage of human beings, and holy shit, I can't do just a normal reading, you guys. I love you so much. I want you to know that whatever is coming in your future, and I don't think you see it coming, because I do think you have walked away, or you're planning on walking away from somebody because of all of this divine guidance you're getting. The divine is saying, like, there's nothing more powerful, and we know you can't see it. Look, the moon into the Eight of Cups, which also represents the moon, kind of. But it is about saying, like, making a choice to go for things that you align with truly, not what has satiated you in the past, or pacified you, I guess, not satiated. You're going to be satiated now, okay? Where what was seemingly insatiable in your past is now you're going to feel satiated and actually fulfilled, instead of that pacified until this is done, then now you're not happy anymore. So you're making a choice. It's a tough choice. It's our big choice in this lifetime to go for the things. And the divine is almost saying, like, you almost felt like you were turning back around, or maybe even going to go back to somebody that you didn't want to, or stay with somebody that you were ready to leave. And I'm not here to break everybody up, and this isn't for everybody. You'll know if this is for you by the depth of this reading, okay? And if you're still here, I have to assume it's for you. The outcome you can't get more clear than this. Taking a chance, making a choice to walk towards your intuition and the things that you know really do fill your spirit. And I think you're wondering, what does fill my spirit? We only ask that question when we're ignoring the calls from our soul because they seem too big or whatever it is. Maybe you wanted to be a singer, and maybe Libra, if somebody feels like a singer, okay? And maybe you're not going to be a famous, but maybe you are. Maybe you're not going to be a famous singer, but maybe you're going to sing for your local community, and maybe you're going to become, like, kind of famous there, and not in an egotistical issue way, but in a, damn, I never felt the way I felt when I was at Libra's damn concert. Like, their shit hit my soul like nobody ever, has ever hit my soul before. And sometimes, Libra, when you become a famous singer, and that beauty in our gift gets lost in translation. So whatever it is you have to offer the world, maybe you were expecting a huge platform, but maybe God said, no, baby, I don't want you to get lost like that. I don't want you to go back to not knowing who you are or what makes you happy, because that's what happens a lot of times when people do make it in that way. So it's a very conscious thing that the divine is leading you towards something. And again, maybe it will be fame in whatever, but maybe there's something locally you can get involved with too, and just remember why we do our gifts, why we do them. They fuel us. They feel so good. And sometimes when we're unhealed, we think the reason why it makes us feel good is because we're getting attention for it and we're pleasing the crowd. And it doesn't hurt to please the crowd by any means, not even when you are healed, but you won't need it to, because you're literally up there doing it because you feel called to do it. And that is what the divine has asked you to do, and it fuels your soul. And because it fuels your soul, it literally will touch the souls of everyone in your presence or in the audience, okay? I do feel like you've been through a lot in this lifetime. With the Chariot card, could also be dealing with a Cancer and Aquarius. Cancer is very strong. We do have Aquarius is very strong. Gemini, Virgo as well. But whatever you have walked away from, whether it be love, job, whatever it is, I feel like you walked away and now you're kind of just looking back. And the divine says the Eight of Cups into the Ace of Pentacles. Listen, I know those opportunities seemed to get you by. And they're actually saying, like, it's not that you're not doing what I asked you to do. Maybe you're just not taking it seriously enough because you're scared to fail. I was just like having this download, funny enough, before I went and looked at to see whose reading I was going to do. And it was about that. Just like we'll pretend we're not trying. I don't know if pretending we're not trying. When we're pursuing things that are truly fulfilling to us and we're passionate about, our human response to that is, I don't want people to think I'm trying too hard in case I fail, or I don't want to try too hard in case I fail, it will hurt you bad. So the divine is saying that is a fear that that is a fear, human fear, a third dimensional fear that will stop you from getting to these things that are here for you. So you are going to have to get past those, and the divine is opening that up to you. Again, if you are in a space where you literally, in hermit mode, where you almost feel so anxious you are going to vomit or something when you go out in public, I'm not telling you to jump out there now, okay? The divine will release that anxiety from you when it's time or when you're going through the right thing. Usually our anxiety, by the way, is the communication from people call it anxiety because we didn't know before that we actually communicate on a vibrational level more thoroughly than we do like a verbal level or a third dimensional level. That's our fifth dimensional being. Anxiety is your spirit communicating with you, and it's usually saying, hey, nope, this isn't for us. Or when we get nervous we can also get nervous on the third dimensional level when we are trying to do something that our spirit is calling us to. And again, I feel like that is a fear that you're going to have to train your human out of, okay? The anxiety that you get, that is kind of your spirit telling you not to do it, but the fear that we have, again, that we can't make it or we can't, whatever, even being shy, and I don't know how to get past that, Libra, because I'm shy, okay? I'm shy in person. Well, I'm really talkative, obviously. But if I get up to go sing, oh my God, my whole throat closes. I can't even talk, let alone sing. It's crazy, unless I drink. So that kept me drinking for many, many years. Anyways, Libra, what you have coming to you are things that are gonna last, the lifetime. The rest of your existence in this third dimensional lifetime. And they're going to be sturdy and solid, and there is going to be you're building this foundation. You do just have to take the opportunities towards them. Again, if you're feeling so called to sing or write a book or whatever it is, it's like, if you don't know, it's like too big of a gap from what you know and how to get there, look into resources, how to do this. The divine is like downloading. He's like, yes, you do know what you're doing, but you doubt everything you do. So maybe just shut the doubt out for a second and go for it anyways, whatever it is. Again, write a song, write a book, sing a song, get up and sing in front of somebody. Go find out about your local community events that are going on. Maybe there's even singing contests. Maybe there's different things that you can get involved with. Art contests, art galleries, things like that. I feel very called. Whoever you are, you're very called. It's very rare to see this much spiritual existence in one person's energy. 3 major arcanas, and all, again, very spiritually, divinely guided and connected. And it is about your spotlight is here, baby. The spotlight might not look the same, and it's not going to feel the same either, because it's not going to give you the same egotistical, it's not going to give you a big ass head. It's going to give you a big ass heart. It's going to fill your soul, whatever it is you do. So maybe there was things that you were aspiring to be that you're like, what, actually that would just make me sick to my stomach and make me nervous. And maybe, something smaller on a smaller scale, and maybe then you'll grow into that. But whatever it is, whatever you're doing from your spirit, whatever you're feeling called to do, and whatever scale you do it, I do feel like you'll be able to monetize it. whatever scale you end up doing it on, it will be fulfilling to your soul, okay? And then you can graduate into, you train your third dimensional being into getting more comfortable with doing it on a larger scale as you go on. I don't know, that didn't really feel like a love reading, Libra. A lot of times, it's been a long time since I've had this, but again, I do feel like you have, or are thinking of, or maybe they, walked away from you with the Two of Wands and the Fool card, but because I'm going, wow, these cards look pretty beautiful for me to be feeling a breakup. But I do feel a breakup. There's the Eight of Cups in the outcome here, and it does feel like it felt like a pretty good connection externally here. But I feel like it's saying that you're walking away from whatever that was, whether it be a love connection, a marriage, or whatever it is, or an old job, an idea, the third dimensional things that you felt like you had to do. Walking away and really following your soul towards the things that you're truly. How do I know what is by my soul? You will not ask one other human being about it, okay? You don't want any advice from anybody else on what to do to attain this. I want you to follow your spirit. The divine will download little ideas. Look at this, follow that, do this. And you're gonna be like, no, it's too much. So when we feel like whatever we're feeling called to do is too big for us, we will just not do any steps towards it sometimes. Although I don't see Libras doing that very often, I do feel like somebody feels very stuck there. So the divine's like, the reason why you might not feel like all the rewards are here is because you need to go for those things, okay? The Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. Amen, baby. Okay, like that's what we just talked about here. There's two cards here. That's fun. I'm excited to see that. The Great Gathering. So intuitive hits, like I said, I think the more you follow your little idea that you have right now, that I don't want you to go asking anybody else what to do with this idea. You can maybe Google, but even there you'll find the wrong information, okay? So the divine is saying, I'm giving you all you need, but if you need just a little hand-holding, please don't go ask people you love, at least. Go ask, maybe an expert, but again, sometimes they can lead you down the wrong path because they, a lot of times, are working from a more logical space, and what you're being called to is the fifth dimension, okay? It's always been right here, by the way, the fifth dimension, but only some of us can actually perceive it, and it feels like anxiety, or it feels like sadness, or that's all energetic communication, okay? I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like you're going to start getting a lot more clear of a path, but the divine is saying, but you gotta step forward first, okay? Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill, okay? I was like, what? After I just said, go for it, it says take a break, but I feel like it's saying take a break from the expectations of this third dimensional world. I promise you, even though it doesn't look like it now, we are all waking up, and there's gonna be no more. That's why nobody's working. Oh my God, these terrible people are quitting their jobs, and no, they're finally not grunt working to barely be able to feed their kids anymore and never see their children anymore, because that was never divinely guided. Okay, well, I mean, it was actually, because we were meant to endure the things we've endured to ascend these species on the third dimension as well as into the fifth dimension, right? Wow, you guys, I can't stop. But take a break. So please, take a break from the expectations the world has on you. Whatever you need to do, do it. I Googled the other day, why don't I want to work? And somebody was like, you know what, if you don't want to work, don't do it. On Google. And I was like, oh, thank God, I ran into the right damn. So on Google, sometimes the divine can guide you through that shit too. But take what is helping you towards your callings, not what is helping you away from them. Whatever divinely is guiding you. And I do feel like you know what I'm talking about. You've been trying to suppress it for a while. And again, because you think it's too big of a dream. Well, just because the top of that tier of whatever you're feeling divinely guided to is a huge cry, from a far cry from where you are now, the lower, you're right there. You just step right into that purpose, baby. You just step right in onto the stage in your local area and sing your freaking heart out. And I want you to pick up a mic, whoever that's for. Because I do feel like you're going to sing, and you haven't in years, maybe months, I don't know how long, but you're going to go, wow, that has matured. With your awakening, you have shifted vibrationally, so there's a new vibration to your voice. All right, I love you guys. For whoever that's not for, sorry about all that singing shit. I don't know who that's for, but it's very prominent. The divine really wants one of y'all to sing, okay? Did I say the signs? Pisces, Gemini, Aquarius, very strong, Cancer, very strong. And that's about it. But of course, it can always be any sign that you were dealing with, and any sign that you maybe come into contact with. What I would say to you is that this is saying love. I don't even think you're looking for it. I think you're actually looking to get away from it. Some of you, you just might not have a relationship anywhere near or anywhere. You might not be interested in love. But the divine is saying the one thing that will fulfill you the way you thought love would is, following these divine calls. Okay. I love you so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Mwah. Like button.